yeah. Cause he wanna life. Headlights, I've been with midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, tryna get my mind right. Push the bucket to the limit, push that bitch into the finish. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Headlights, I've been with midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, tryna get my mind right. Push the bucket to the limit, push that bitch into the finish. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right, yeah.
What's going on, everybody? I hope that you can hear me. I hope that my mic is good. I'm going to check, make sure that the audio is on. It looks like it is. Welcome to the Roundtable. It's your boy DMV, and I got two special guys with me today. You know, we talk a lot of boxing. Some of us live it. Some of our kids live it. We just going to try and bring it for you guys today. So, I'm going to let Steph introduce yourself first, man.
What's up, people? This is Stefan. Amen, Say Man podcast. Happy to be here. Chop it up about some boxing. There's a lot going on in the boxing world. I'm looking forward to getting into it.
Definitely. And then I got my guy, Big Cool, in the building. What's going on, brother? Welcome back.
What's good? What's good, man? It's your boy Big Cool, senior journalist, Three Kings Boxing, on the YouTube channel for Lost Sports TV.
Yeah, my guy Big Cool. He got the camera off because he over there taking care of Junior right now. So he trying to, multitask. And we all got kids here, so we know what
that's I feel it.
Yeah. He reaching that age where he's starting to, walk and all that. So definitely trying to keep an eye on that. But yeah, man, it should be a good show tonight.
Yeah, definitely. So we're coming off of a weekend where Usyk and Joshua faced off for the second time. And it ended up being, I thought that it ended up being a lot more competitive than the first fight, man. I'm going to let y'all take it from here, and then I can kind of give, some of my opinions on it. But, people can hear me talking until I'm blue in the face, but we here to talk to y'all.
Man, I'm going to be honest. I just watched the highlights, man. That fight wasn't really on my radar, which is crazy because I'm an AJ fan, or at least I was in the past. But his progression to me, man, he just don't seem to be getting better. He ain't had nothing new to his game.
I'm going to disagree a little bit. I thought he was a little better this fight with Garcia. He was a lot more defensively responsible. He wasn't as stiff. Usyk was just better than him. You know what I'm saying?
Usyk is just better.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he tried to outbox him, but he was hurting him to the body a lot though. He's punishing Usyk's body. And I actually saw some weakness in Usyk that I didn't think I was gonna see. Big Cool, you want to chime in?
Yeah, man, I think that I agree with everybody on the panel. Usyk is just better. He's just better. And if he go on to fight Tyson, he may just be proven to be the best heavyweight in the world. But in terms of him and AJ, I mean, the ring IQ, the hand speed, the foot movement, it's just everything. And AJ, he made it look like a better fight. You know what I'm saying? I got to go back and watch it. I mean, he did do some excellent body work, but I felt like he gave up on that once Usyk started to kind of find a rhythm and kind of, started implementing more foot movement, kind of turn it. Joshua, he could have just kept it going. I mean, at the end of the day, he didn't have the foot speed to keep up with him. He don't have the ring IQ, so he should have just used his strength and made it an ugly fight and kept on up with it. You know how they do in the clinch, ripping to the body constantly. You know what I'm saying? He was doing good early the first half of the fight. You know what I'm saying? He had his knees bent. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't stiff like you said. Chin wasn't exposed, but it wasn't enough jabbing for me. It just wasn't enough he needed to beat a guy that is a supreme talent. Size alone, he's just a special fighter. You know what I'm saying? And Joshua, the frustration boiled over in the aftermath. I'm pretty sure we'll talk about that.
Oh my God.
I mean, I think it just looked like it was a better fight than it was. But Joshua, man, I think his confidence, like Stefan said, the progression, I see progression, but I feel like it's a mental thing with him. You know what I'm saying? Even if you had like with Wilder, for example, most of the times Wilder is not the most talented fighter, but the mind can take you further than your skill sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I feel like he could have, I don't know, man, maybe he took the rematch too soon, or I just think Usyk better than him.
Yeah.
I definitely think Usyk better, but I think at some point they got to strip some of the muscle off of AJ. I think it's too much. I don't think he can fight and not be stiff. He's a
he was
bodybuilder in the boxing ring.
he was a lot leaner this fight than he was the last couple. I don't know how much more muscle they could really take off of him. I mean, I don't know, bro. It's kind of tough. So he started boxing late, right?
I don't know. Yeah, he kind of was in some trouble. I think he started a little earlier than Wilder, but I don't. I think it's just the mental thing, right? I think that once you start taking L's and you're already kind of, you know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have lost the rules the first time. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's just a mental thing, a pressure. Like we got to consider, like these fighters, anybody that's doing something, and you at the height of your career, you consider the best amongst the best. There's a lot of pressure, you know what I'm saying? And you got a small guy, and you look at him like, man, I could, you know what I'm saying, I could whoop dude, and then you get whooped the first fight, and now you got all these people talking about you. You just switch trainers, which for the life of me, you don't switch trainers and then go straight into a fight like that again. You know what I'm saying? You take an interim fight,
Right.
try to build that rapport and that relationship.
I
But I
agree.
mean, but at the point though, I mean, you're a prisoner of the contract you signed. You know what I'm saying? You either gonna take your shot or Usyk gonna fight whoever next. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's
Yeah.
more mental than anything with Joshua at this point.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up the mental aspect of it, because when we were watching him have his meltdown and at the end of the ring, you know, a lot of people pointed out how none of his team, he wasn't going to talk to his team. None of his team really came and grabbed him. Understand too, his team, his new team, they ain't familiar with him. You know what I'm saying? And he also surrounded himself with a whole bunch of people who were yes men, um, that really weren't going to tell him how it really is. You know what I'm saying? He was pampered.
Yeah.
And really, AJ's having a hard time dealing with adversity. You can even
Yeah.
see that in the ring. When he gets hit and he gets hit hard, he has a hard time dealing with that. Having a hard time dealing with adversity. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. I think he was having a hard time dealing with that second loss too, because in the boxing game, that second loss can be really detrimental. I don't even know if he really thought he won that fight. I think it was just more of a breakdown over, projecting and looking forward into the future and what's left in his career. The Tyson Fury thing is out of the window. And I mean, Wilder may still be out there for him, but
Wilder's
that
fight
that
always
that,
gonna be out there. Yeah.
yeah, but that's a 3 round fight tops in my
It was
opinion.
always a 3-round fight top.
It was always a 3 round fight. Yeah, always. So do people really want to see that? I'll watch it, but that fight ain't gonna last long. Everybody knows that. As soon as you touch AJ Chin, his legs turn into noodles anyway.
That's the truth. Quite honestly, I think Usyk hit him with some punches this time around where I'm just like, man, Wilder catch that chin, bro. It's same for both though. I kind of felt like Usyk. Like I'm like, man, Wilder catch that chin, bro.
But
But
I say
Usyk,
I say this to jump in about a Joshua Wilder fight. I won't even rule out Joshua because the same can be said if he touched the chin of Wilder because we still haven't seen Wilder fight since the Fury. We know he got a fight coming up October 15th, but
good point.
if he look wobbly, get dropped against Helenius, ain't no you can't tell me that Joshua can't do the same because Joshua a better fighter than Helenius. So them dangerous fights, bro, like the ones we say, oh Joshua, his chin get touched. Hey, look. Same with Victor Ortiz and James Kirkland when he got touched up by Alfredo Angulo. He got up and beat the hell out of him pretty much. So, I mean, boxing is unpredictable, especially in the
Yeah.
heavyweight division with two big dudes that got nothing to lose.
You
Make
have
the
a good
fight.
point. You have a good point about Wilder in his last two fights being Fury, which he took a lot of punishment. So that's a good point. I will say
Especially the
this though.
third fight.
I seen Wilder take a straight left hand from Ortiz and be out on Queer Street. And I don't know for the life of me how Luis Ortiz did not stop him in that first fight. And he somehow came back the next round. He didn't knock him out, but I'm just saying, like, Wilder came back and somehow mustered a performance where he stops Luis Ortiz at a time that he was very, very dangerous.
Well, so, I mean, Deontay's a dog, though. You can't take that from him.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You can't take
even
that
in the
from him.
Fury fights, like think about even in the second fight where he got absolutely mauled, he stayed up the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, he fell a couple times, but like he ended the fight on his feet, and he actually landed a good ass left hook right in between the refs stopping. So it was kind of crazy. I mean, he wanted to die in that ring, but like Big Cool said though, like it's like the attrition of the last two fights. Like if Helene is able to come in there and you know what I'm saying, hurt you and sting you, like what are we talking about? What's going on, normal guy?
I
Life's Crazy said that AJ has agreed a bunch of yes men around him. So I mean, Wilder was like that too, though. Speaking of yes men,
I
Wilder,
I,
but but
I
before
agree. I agree. I think Joshua a dog too because if you go back to the Klitschko fight, Klitschko had him out. You know what I'm saying? Really, you know what I'm
true,
saying? He could have laid down and just you know what I'm saying. That was a great fight. You know what I'm saying? That was a tough fight with an
it was
experienced Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? So I
yeah.
think he got dog in him too. It's just people just don't like AJ for whatever reason. But you got to give the man credit. He'll fight
AJ
anybody.
AJ lost the dog in the Ruiz fight, and it
Mhm.
had nothing to do with Ruiz knocking him out. I don't think they took the fight serious, and it took his confidence. The fact that he drops him and he came right back and put you on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, in the Klitschko fight, Joshua in the lead up, you knew you had to take that fight serious because you knew that Klitschko was going to come in and be in shape. You knew that that
Right.
man was coming for blood. He was trying to get his belts back. There was a
Hmm.
lot more motivation behind the training than that one. Andy Ruiz, I'm looking at him. He a fat snicker eating dude.
Yeah.
He had long layoffs. He ain't been in the ring like that. Like this should be a quick tune up for me to come into New York, knock his ass spark out because that's what they be saying in the UK, and then you know I get my fan base. And it just so happened in New York, he got his ass slumped on Broadway.
Yep. I mean, I agree. He thought that was an easy fight, which as a professional, you never take any fight for granted. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if he came in at 600 pounds. Any man that's going, got somewhat skills, especially if you know your shortcomings. Especially if you one of them guys that know your shortcomings, why cut corners and why not take anybody you facing serious? So, I mean, like you said, that was a downfall right there because you let like you said, sneaker, you know what I'm saying, chubby Mexican dude drop you like 4 or 5 times, you know what I'm saying? And
In front of
But he could fight.
everybody though. Like
But he could fight though. Andy ain't an easy fight for anybody.
we knew
he,
that.
he
I mean,
he's
I knew
not,
that.
but he kind of a disgrace to the division, kind of to the sport, man. You know what I'm saying? Because look what he did look what he it ain't kind of he is a disgrace to the sport. I still ain't forgave him for what he did in the rematch as a champion. He should be looking like he does now in that rematch with Joshua. He squandered that opportunity because if he was in better shape, I think he might have. I mean, I don't know if he would have beat him, but it'd have been a better performance. But he couldn't move. He couldn't let his hands go.
Yeah, you got out moved by a stiff dude
By a
that don't
robot.
even move.
That's Ivan Drago.
But I think the thing that bothers me about Andy Ruiz in that fight is that like as a Mexican fighter, and you know how you fight like with your culture. I want to say like one of the first things they do well is cutting off the ring, and he ain't cut the ring off at all that fight. Him and Canelo, they can't cut the ring off for shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, Canelo tries to fight a little bit more slick on the slick side. I still don't understand why he can't cut the ring off. But Andrew Ruiz in that fight against AJ couldn't cut the ring off, and he was out of shape. He won the exchanges, but still, like you allowed the stiff guy to be able to move around you and outbox you. I mean, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Definitely crazy. But he got a fight coming up against Luis Ortiz, man. What y'all think happens in that one?
That's an interesting fight, man. Um, that's a tough one. I would probably roll with Ortiz, but that's a. I'm more interested in that fight than I was in the Joshua Usyk fight.
I
I'm
could
not.
see that.
I think Ruiz about to bust Ortiz old ass, man. Look, man, when you start to struggle with Charles Martin, bro, I don't care if there was a fluke knockdowns or not. I mean, maybe Ortiz is just, a guy that had super skill, you know what I'm saying? Got power. We see what he did with Wilder, but he old. I think Ortiz should. I mean, I think Ruiz should beat him if he fights a smart fight. You know what I'm saying? Don't make it a firefight because one thing he do got. They say the last thing to go is the power when you're older fighter. So if Ortiz got the power, he still got enough skills to sit Ruiz down. But Ruiz them talking about going for the knockout. So this is gonna let me know this is gonna be a shootout. But I think that Ruiz gonna do it, man. He got too much on the line, and I think this is Ortiz's last shot to put himself in a position for a world title opportunity. But I think that it's over for him.
I'm really hoping that Ruiz wins this fight because I really want to see him and Wilder next after, and I think that that's what they're trying to set up once Wilder goes in and fights Salinas on October 15th. But I mean, there's a lot of question marks behind that, like Big Cool talked about. Whether or not Wilder will be able to come in and have the same confidence. The same could be said for Andy Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? Because he had a lackluster performance
Yeah.
against Chris Areola.
It's
Which,
it's a lot of dudes in the heavyweight division that really need wins and really need to look good in these next fights.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Anybody?
Speaking of, go ahead.
Now I'm about to say, Stefan made a good point because the guys we thought there was gonna be some Tony Yoka lost. Look, Harkovich should have lost. You know what I'm saying? Who? Joe Judge, the only one that's out of that class, that Olympic class, is doing something. So we thought the heavyweight division was turning over a new leaf. It's looking like it's just gonna be the same trash or mediocrity that we've been getting from these guys. So we're looking for somebody to rise up because Wilder's time
Well,
is limited.
let me throw a name out there though. How we feel
Jared
about
Anderson.
Jared? How we feel about Jared Anderson right now?
I think he next. I think he next. I think that I like Jared Anderson a lot. He talking a lot, but
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, he didn't back it up so far. So we gonna see once he step up, is he
Yeah,
gonna really be
definitely.
able to be a dog like he talking about?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of him, but I kind of like the fluidity in his game because I think that that's something that can help you at the heavyweight division and starting to go uh towards that way with Usyk. You know what I'm saying? Not so much the power, but the guys that can kind of move around a little bit and what I'm
hmm
saying, let their hands go and be able to move. So I like to see more of them. I haven't seen a whole bunch, but I kind of like what I see so far.
yeah, I like him a lot. I had my concerns about the heavyweight division has gotten to a point where it's just a bunch of giants. And how tall is Jared Anderson? What is he about 6'3", 6'4"?
I think he's about
Yeah,
six.
6'4".
Okay.
So I mean that concerned me for a while, but with it looking like Tyson Fury maybe on his way out, who knows what Deontay got left? I figured he would struggle if he ever got into a fight with Tyson Fury. I think it might just be too much for him. But Tyson looked like he on his way out, so it looked like Jared could take over the division eventually.
Yeah, if he waits right, because Tyson and Usyk, that fight probably gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you something about Usyk, man. The more me and Jarrell talked about Usyk, like I really hated how I felt like he was overrated. But what I love about the dude is that he ain't really tied to nobody, so he can really make any fight he really want to, and he not afraid to fight nobody. You can't say that. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that he's afraid to fight. He wants to fight Tyson Fury.
Yep. He
He's
said
wanted
it.
that fight for a while. You can kind of tell.
He said it. He said in the post fight interview, he said if he not fighting Tyson Fury next, he not fighting at all. So that lets you know he laid the gauntlet down. Like, hey, whatever y'all got to do to make that dude happy, all I need is enough for me and my family. Then I'm gonna sign a contract. You know what I'm saying?
He don't talk
I
about money, no nothing, bro. He just be walking around with stuffed animals and shit,
talk.
looking
His
weird.
God is look, his God is his country and his family, man. But if this fight don't happen, Tyson Fury is to blame, and all respect he built up should be thrown out the window. Because dude is just at this point we know his history. You know what I'm saying? If this fight don't happen, you just wanted the easy fight and AJ. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. You ain't lied about that, bro. Tyson Fury waking up one day, I want 500 million. One day, I want AJ for free. Uh, Next minute, I want Wilder again for a fourth time. If he got something in him, next thing, I want a trilogy with Chisora. Next moment, I'm retired again. I'm
hmm
relinquishing my belts. Next moment, nobody can beat me. I'm the top heavyweight. I mean, dog, he wakes up and says something different every day. And at this point, it's to the point like I'll get on Twitter and I'll see it. Like I'm not looking for it. But I think he believes he's bigger to the sport than he really is. I don't think
I
people
think
give
it's fair. I
Fury.
think it's fair. Usyk. You want that much money for what? If you gonna beat the doser like you say, if he too little, then why you need all that money? I know it's a big fight, get your money, but come on now. Yeah, if y'all don't say he worried about Usyk because he see a guy in Usyk ain't got no fear. He don't talk, so you ain't gonna really rattle him. He got the skills, he got the pedigree. He didn't travel pretty much all over to get his title. So it's like, I mean, he's 6'3", 6'4", you 6'9" with all those skills. What you worried about? If you the best
Yeah,
heavyweight, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I think Fury wins the fight. Personally, I think
I do
Fury.
too.
Fury a fraud of a guy though, man. If y'all look past all this stuff, he a fraud of a guy, man. I just think that he can turn it on when the camera get there, but when he by himself, he know who he is.
He's a great showman. It's kind of funny because I'm not gonna lie to you. His gift of gab is pretty damn good. He's pretty good at talking trash. Like I still haven't figured out what the hell a dosser is, but
I think a dummy or something like that. Idiot or stupid. I don't know. He is a great talker, but I think that in terms of that 100% self belief, I think that he worried about Usyk for a reason. He wasn't worried about Wilder because he fought him like straight after fighting boom after boom. That he was ready to fight AJ. You know what I'm saying? He worried about Usyk for a reason. I don't know why. For him, for his point of view, but he worried about him.
I don't know if he has that difficult of a time with Usyk though.
I'm with
Dude, man.
from what I saw in the Joshua fight. You would have had me before the fight, but when I saw Joshua going to Usyk body and Usyk really having trouble in the clinch and Joshua being able to kind of like crack his shit a little bit. Yeah, I think Tyson Fury could just lay on Usyk and kind of make it real
Right.
rough for him.
He could, but I think that he even taller than Joshua though. So for him to get down that low, you know what I'm saying? He didn't been fighting Wilder the last three. What then? And what I mean, he did beat White, but White ain't really nothing compared to the guys we've been talking about. But I think that I favor Fury. Don't get me wrong, I do favor him, but I feel like Usyk got enough speed, foot movement, enough ring IQ, enough hand quickness that he can offset that. And you still got to come get the guy. Yeah, he got to get inside that long reach, but I think he have an easier job just because he's a complete fighter than Fury would just touching his body like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because Fury gonna have to fight him.
but I agree with that. But also keep in mind too, Fury is pretty slick with his head movement and stuff like that. Like nobody really been able to hit him like that, including Vlad. Usyk would have to turn the angles and stuff like that. But one thing I don't really see from Usyk enough is the body work that gives Tyson Fury trouble because it's really hard to hit Tyson Fury flush, bro. Like even the times that Wilder was able to hit him, he half hit him. Wilder just so powerful, he put him down.
In the third fight, he clearly hit him in that first knockdown in round three. He almost paralyzed him. But I mean, that's why the fight need to be made, man, because there's so many different opinions, there's so many different ways each guy can win the fight. I mean, even if it's a one sided, it just need to be made because history can be made for either one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's actually funny though because you look at that fight, right, and that's like an undisputed fight. But Wilder and Joshua is a bigger fight than that one. Why?
From a entertainment part, but I don't.
Yeah. Like I mean, like I feel like more people would stop and watch Wilder and Joshua than they would Usyk and Fury.
Yeah, because it's unpredictable. Who
I would
gonna win?
agree.
Yeah, who gonna win? Joshua or Wilder? We know.
I
I mean,
I think AJ gonna be on his pockets by the end of round three.
yeah.
I
I
think
think
he's
so
gonna be on
too.
his pockets.
Honestly, I think round one. I mean, if Wilder is still the same Wilder, and
Yeah,
Wilder
right.
working on some things too, though. It ain't like he said, like Lee Scott said. He don't want Wilder to be in the fight of the year. He want to be the fighter of the decade, the fighter of the year. So he don't want him in those fight of the year type fights. So you see him now jabbing, going throwing the left hook.
He's real light right now
So
too.
yeah, so I think that's his best weight when he light when
Me
them
too.
legs looking
Yeah, I
like
think
toothpicks. That's when the Wilder dangerous.
definitely. But shoot, we talking about these dudes, and those dudes will fight. People like Jarrell. You had some stuff you wanted to get off your chest, man, about some of these promoters, some of these fighters, not really making the fights that we want to see. But before we get into that, man, Carlos Holloway has a question, and then we can kind of get into that. Is there any boxing events that y'all excited to see or like to see?
Crawford Spence. That's when it's done. That's the fight I'm looking forward to the most. But I mean, Wilder to see how he looking, and Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Crawford Spence. I need that I need that to be finalized soon. We can actually talk about that later on as to why we don't think it's going on right now or why it hasn't been finalized. But Jarrell, you had a bone to pick, bro. Oh my bad, Steph. What fight would you like to see or
No,
boxing?
I mean it's definitely Crawford Spence. And anything with Shakur, I'm all for it. You know that. So
Yeah, definitely. So, Big Cool, you had some stuff you want to get off your chest, man.
And look, man, Jamal Charlo. He don't. I don't even. There's only one. There's only one Charlo brother in my eye. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one at 154. I know Jamal got all the skills, but all he do is talk, 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 talk. Ain't fought nobody. You know what I'm saying? Resume piss poor. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta Davis, he don't want to fight Ron Garcia because that's his birthday month in December. You don't want to fight nobody then. What you gonna? I know Isaac Cruz gave you a good fight, but we ain't trying to. If you ain't trying to rematch him, then move on and get this dude Garcia been calling you out, and I'm not high on Garcia at all. I just feel like Tank. One minute he want to take control of his career, then the next minute, well, let me reconsole with Daddy Mayweather to see if he can kind of continue to steer me away from the top guys. You know what I'm saying? This dude is not trying to challenge himself whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Him, Jamal, who else out
100%.
there? Ryan Garcia, he talk a lot. Why can't they be like Devin and Shakur? Go handle it. I mean, they so worried about losing, man. We us fight fans don't care one way or the other whether we like you or not. Life go on. If you're trying to challenge yourself, then do that. But if you keep talking and talking, and you got these fans that don't hold their favorite fighters accountable for nothing. Oh man, you can go fight that cab driver. No man, I'm not about to pay for this. If I want a premium, fight card, that's what I'm paying for. I don't want to fight. I don't want to see Spence Crawford and then the rest be Boo Boo the Fool. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
these dudes, man, and these promoters though, they done spoiled them. Al Heyman, he done spoiled these dudes by making $1-2 million to fight C-level fighters and you an A-level fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like Keith Thurman, where you at? You keep spitting poetry and freaking, freestyles, but you ain't fighting nobody. You talk about all that Danny Garcia junk, dude, fight him then. Fight Laura, fight Boots. You know what I'm saying? These dudes, y'all in the way of Boots actually dudes is trying to fight somebody. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So Tank Davis, Jamal Charlo, Ryan Garcia, anybody else that ain't trying to fight nobody, go ready to retire. I don't care how young you is. You know what I'm saying? Get the hell
Jaime
on out of here.
Mungaya. Or how you say?
Trash.
Yeah.
Trash. Trash. I'm gonna let Steph talk, man, because I got more to say, but I'm gonna let him jump in.
Nah. Keep going. I like what you were saying, man. All
Nah,
that
he
was 100.
trash.
All that
Oscar
was
De La
100, man.
Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya trying to get this on to be a joint podcast. Y'all ain't earned them stripes. Jaime Mugaya beat up on the undersized Saddam Ali, who got lucky to beat up past his prime Cotto. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then my man Demetrius Andrade, you know what I'm saying? Like him or not, he been calling out the Charlo brothers. He called out Canelo. Canelo said, "Fuck out of here." You know what I'm saying? All that stuff, bro.
He said, I fucked
It's
you up,
like,
motherfucker.
yeah, it's like these dudes pick and choose who they want to fight.
Yeah. Canelo turned into a real live hope. He turned into a real live hope
I
for
mean,
real.
he learned from his daddy, man. He learned from the dude that whooped his ass 2000. And Floyd, when I say that, I don't mean disrespectful Floyd, but let's be real. Floyd changed his ways after you know what I'm saying? After that Oscar De La Hoya fight, he started becoming like, all right, man, like these dudes right here don't deserve to be in the ring with you. Understand Ricky Hatton, they bring big money, so don't turn it down. But one man Will Art Marquez, come on, as great as he is, no chance. But I don't fault Canelo because if they're gonna pay you 300 million to fight Crab Driver, I do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't paying me $300 million, so I'm gonna talk shit about these fighters that what I'm saying supposed to be the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, JG, remind me who else I didn't win in on because I can't think of him right now, but I know Jamal Charlo at the top of my list.
Yeah. Honestly, we kind of touched shit. I thought you was gonna go more on Tank, bro. I
Oh
really
well,
thought
yeah,
you.
let me reverse back because Tank, you've been a champion since what 2017,
Yeah.
Yep.
and you ain't fought nobody but
And
Isaac
ain't
Cruz.
ain't for nobody.
But
Yeah,
Isaac Cruz was by accident though, because
exactly.
Rolly got in trouble. That
And then
fight
you
would
was
have never
losing to
happened.
Rolly.
Huh?
Then
He
you
was
was
losing
losing
he
to
was losing to
Rolly.
everybody before he knocked him out.
Yeah, it's like you losing to Rolly, dog. Like Rolly, the slow foot, I don't know, slow talking dude. Like Tank, just the biggest. He gonna end up being the biggest fraud in boxing, man.
Rolly,
Like
I felt for the longest like I was the last dude on the earth that wasn't sold on Tank. I'm not sold yet.
exactly.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
mean, and they thought he could beat Lomachenko. My boy JG think he can beat Lomachenko.
I
Maybe
still
he
think he could beat
can,
Loma.
but he ain't gonna fight him.
I know.
And it make you look bad because you believe in him more than he believe in himself, and that's the problem. Look, man, Tank Davis is he's a, he, all they want is
I'm
the money.
I'm tempted to take just about all those dudes in that 130, 135, 140. I take Devin, I take Shakur, I take Loma. I almost would take Ryan Garcia over Tank, to be honest with you.
Take Ryan Garcia a hoe. He a hoe.
He
He
is
a
he is
hoe.
a hoe. He's a hoe. But I do think he presents problems for Tank Davis.
He do. That's why he want to fight. He
He
want to
do.
fight.
He also makes flaws, kind of like Rolly does, and I kind of think Tank will knock his ass out.
But then
Probably.
again, but see, he ain't fighting him. He ain't gonna fight him, bro. That's why Tank ain't said that. He go back and forth on Twitter instead of saying send the contract and I'm gonna sign it. These dudes scared to bet on themselves, bro, because they know they shortcomings. You know what I'm saying? Marvin Hagler, rest his soul, he would have. Ryan, you want to fight me? All right, send the contract. You know what I'm saying? The money, all right. Because you gotta believe, you gotta like we talk about it. They don't see the long game, man. They just think I need to make 100 million right now. No, you gotta build up to that, bro. You gotta goddamn take some type of chance and know that hey, this is a great fight. We're gonna run it back. We can redo, we can redo the negotiations, get an extra 5, 10 million here, endorsement deals, blase, blase. They think boxing is the only way to provide for them. No, people that see you can be a role model or somebody that can be an ambassador to their brand. It brings you a lot when you fight these dudes and win. But Tank Davis, man, he don't get that. And for the love of me, you with Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? This dude has laid out the you know what I'm saying, the game plan. But
Right.
they not Floyd though, man. They can't talk as good as Floyd. They can't box as good as Floyd. You know what
Nah.
I'm
But
saying?
you a lot of these dudes though, they love the money more than they love to fight. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. I think Tank love the money more than he love to fight. I can speak to Shakur. Shakur loves to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the kind of dude that you got to drag out of a ring. Shakur sparred 20 rounds straight. You know what I'm saying? It's not a money thing for some of these dudes, but for the ones where it's mainly about the money, those the ones you have a hard time getting in the ring, putting that on the line. Because if Tank take an L to Loma or whatever, then his payday go down in the future. And that's what they scared of, man. But these other dudes, like they don't care. Shakur, Devin, they'll fight anybody.
That's my dream fight down the road in about 5 years. I really want them two to fight. I want them to square up. I want to see whose IQ is better that day, or who grew into their body a little better. Like it's obviously it's not time for that fight now, but we know they'll fight each other. We know that they iron each other. We know
Yeah.
that you fighting. Okay, bet I gotta outperform you. Like there's like a silent rivalry there. I love it. Them two trying to outdo each other, and then they trying to meet. We don't have enough of that.
Nah.
I just it's no competitive spirit. That's probably what we're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Um, Spence Crawford. Let's talk about why that's not happening, or what the hell going on with that. And I'll start with personally. This is how I feel because I feel like both men have kind of shut up when negotiations are going on right now. Like nobody's saying anything. Like Bomac ain't saying nothing. Spence ain't saying nothing. Derek James ain't saying nothing. I really feel like the networks are fucking dropping the ball. I feel like they're dropping the ball. I feel like they're lowballing these boys. And the reason I say that is I have actual proof that they're being lowballed. Because I look at Canelo, and Canelo was offered $100 million for 3 fights.
Mm-hmm.
And I think two of the fights were, I think one of them was Jarrell, who did they offer him to fight? I know Spence or Benavidez was one. Charlo. It was Charlo, and then it was, I think, Spence or Benavidez. And he ended up going with the DAZN contract instead. But when I think about it, it was 3 fights for $100 million. So they was gonna get that man over $30 million guaranteed per fight.
It was Bivol, Golovkin for the zone, and then Charlo and Benavidez for PBC.
Yeah, but I thought it was a 3 fight. Wasn't it a 3 fight $100 million deal though?
Nah, it was two fights. Two
So it's
fights.
two
Yeah,
two fight what 60?
80. I think they bumped it up. I don't know, 2.80. Something. I don't know.
Yeah. What regardless, PBC somehow magically found all this bag of fucking money to offer Canelo that did not happen. So if you lost the bid, Terrence Crawford is not only a free agent as far as a promoter, but he's also a free agent as a network goes. So a lot of people don't really think as far as to, Bud is negotiating with the network to see what they could give him. I'm not saying that he should get $30 to $40 million. Not saying that at all per fight. No, no, no. Because obviously Canelo is the top seller. He gets the biggest gates and the biggest pay per views. Not by much though, because Tank and Spence aren't that far from him.
Mm-hmm.
But you could offer him that money that the zone set the market for, but you can't offer these guys enough money to where they say, let's fight. Obviously, there's something that's missing. And I think that the networks are really fucking with us right now. Because I look at Errol Spence, his last fight with Ugas, his guarantee was $1.5 million. Ugas was $1 million. And then Spence and then it was 50-50 on the back end for the pay-per-views. $1.5 million for your cash cow.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
$30 million.
right.
That's my thing. Then who does that say that about though? Because that's just what we know. What is that? What is Spence getting paid on the back end? You know what I'm saying? Because if that's the case, then you got to look at Spence and his team. Like, why am I still getting 1.5 million just off my purse? You know what I'm saying? I should at least be getting five. Especially, I hear what you're saying. This is a big fight, but it's only as big as what you got to take everything into account. You know what I'm saying? You paying 1.5, and you got Crawford talking about 50-50 split. That I mean, where we gonna start it? You know what I'm saying? Where we
Mm-hmm.
gonna start where they can guarantee more money? You know what I'm saying? We know people gonna buy the fight, but like you said, he got on the paperwork he was 1.5 million. That's all that really matters. Because that's what the fan gonna go with. That's what we gonna go with. 1.5 million. You know, we know he's smarter than that. No, he made more money than that. But if you know what Canelo making 30 million, that's on paper. It
Yeah,
ain't no comparison. That's what I'm saying. So who fault is that though? That's fish. If he the big fish, I don't care how much
I
I love
agree.
Al Heyman. I
Right.
I
need that.
agree.
I need that to be bumped up. I need
Yeah, I'm,
five,
I'm
6 million.
I'm not taking this 1.5. You can kiss my ass.
Okay?
Yeah, facts. Because him taking that 1.5, Spence had two belts.
Right.
He had two belts, and it was 1.5 million. And then the back end, it's just like he probably made probably about $5 million for that fight. But I'm just looking like, ow, y'all was about to offer this motherfucker $30 million. Y'all can't offer me 10
Mm-hmm.
for Crawford or 15 guaranteed. Y'all are about to. There's no bigger fight that can be
The
made in
biggest, the
boxing.
biggest fight in boxing. It's been the biggest fight for the last several years.
You gonna offer this motherfucker Canelo 30-40 million to fight Charlo? That's not even guaranteed to be the fifth biggest fight in boxing.
Hmm.
Hell, that ain't even gonna outdo AJ and Wilder.
No.
As far as
I,
gate and all that stuff, because that. I mean, to be honest, Joshua will pack out a damn stadium in a heartbeat. Them
I
UK folks, they love some Joshua.
I feel you, but this is a lot. This is a lot about Al Heyman and how they view their fighters. I guess you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying. But that's not a fighter though. At point, Al Heyman didn't talk to some game. You got to make sure your business. And then look, I mean, Errol Spence is kind of a risk. He did almost kill himself. You know what I'm saying? So who we don't know what issues he's still having outside. I don't think he's drinking, but you know what I'm saying? It's a lot
mm-hmm.
they probably put in them contracts. You cannot do this, that, and because once they sign the contract, if that fight don't happen for some reason that it can't be rescheduled, that's money that then what
Mm-hmm.
Crawford gonna do? Oh, who else y'all got? Thurman, he don't fight enough. Boots. I mean, you ain't about to get nothing off of that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Errol Spence. I mean, whatever going on, I think them not talking is good news. I think they trying to get a deal. I think they will get a deal. But I mean, 1.5 million. It's Canelo. Look, he whatever people see in him, they see it. They don't see it in Spence like that to the point. And Spence should already know, like, well, I need to tighten up on something. We already know Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. I think yeah, they could find more money, but you only worth is what people gonna pay you and what you request. Like at our jobs, we ain't gonna just take whatever we feel like we didn't exceed expectations. I'm not gonna just keep going for the same pay. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, look, it's time to go ahead and renegotiate this contract and give me a bump up in pay because I'm exceeding what you expect from me. So now I want what I expect from you. And I don't think Spence been telling Crawford, I mean Al Heyman that or Tim Smith or the twins daddy, whoever Sam Watson. So I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody should have just kept quiet on the Spence Crawford fight. I think the news of that shit coming out about it being close to being finalized, everybody was kind of expecting to hear something in the next couple of days, and here we are, 2, 3 weeks later, and we ain't heard shit else. So I mean that's a little concerning to me. If they'd have just kept quiet from the beginning, what I mean, we wouldn't have been asking these questions. Now I'm wondering if they're gonna fuck this whole situation up and we're not gonna get the fight at all.
Yeah, I know
and
because you got Steven Espinosa talking about some of the things you're hearing. It's laughable, and you know what I'm saying, like, and then you got yeah. I mean, I really just don't know. Like in my mind, though, I feel like PBC. Like and I thought about this yesterday. I was talking to my boy Elton on the phone, and I was just like, PBC they've been announcing everything fucking late. There ain't never been no time for them to really promote no shit. Like when Danny was getting ready to fight. We heard about that shit a month away from it. Adrian Broner, that shit,
2 days.
August 20th came here real fast, and he didn't even fight.
Hmm.
Shit, Wild. We just heard about Wilder and Helenius. That was announced last week. That fight's October 15th. They've been
Which is
announcing
cool.
they announced Manny and Spence late. If you remember that.
See, they banking them, but that's when I think Steven Espinosa don't want to offer that money. He don't want to come up off. I get that vibe from him. Not that he's sabotaging it, but he listening, Bob Arum. He looking at the numbers of ESPN, which you should. You trying to because when you about to bring somebody on board, you got to look and make sure all right, are you a good fit? You gonna bring me some money, whether we like want to hear that or not. This is the money making business. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
Crawford. I mean, the numbers at ESPN wasn't all that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But when you supposedly matching him with one of the top five, when they both top five, top 10 pound for pound guys, but a guy that can draw, it shouldn't be an issue. Al Heyman should be able to find some of that music money, that Floyd money, whoever money he got. You know what I'm saying? He got plenty of it to appease the fighters and the fans because you win because the fans they gonna buy them tickets and they gonna order them pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying? And if it's a great fight, you're gonna run it back again and it's gonna be even bigger. But
Yeah.
Crawford about to be 35 September 28th.
Hmm.
Spence 32, but he probably feel like a damn 45-year-old. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get the most bang for their buck. Because JG even said you think this is it for Spence if he win. So he probably thinking like, yeah, I need to get as much money as I can because I got 3 kids
Well, I feel no,
and
I don't feel like that's it. I just said to me, I feel like he could retire and be done.
he might should retire and be done. You know what I'm saying? Because I think if that fight get made, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be a hell of a fight. It's gonna be
Hmm.
tough. I think Crawford gonna win it. I just think I just feel like it was we already robbed of a pure matchup between the two because Spitz the dumbass. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So it ain't what I mean. We call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
fight ain't.
Yeah.
It's not what it was, and that's
That.
because he decided to drink and drive. So if
Yeah.
he get his ass beat up 3 rounds, oh well.
Right. But then there's always gonna be that question mark there.
If,
Well,
if
and
I'm
that ain't
Crawford, I'm gonna
good
tell him,
for.
look. Yeah, if I'm
Like,
Crawford, I'm gonna tell him go talk to Errol Spence because I didn't want. I ain't drinking drive. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, but I wouldn't even be focused on that if I'm a fighter. Like, look, dude said he want to fight me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I guess the doctors cleared him. He ain't got no trauma or nothing, so let's square up. But that's a lot. I mean, like Stephon said, man, people start talking, whether it's true or not that the fight is close. You know what I'm saying? That stuff can change in a win. You know, it's like, oh,
Hmm.
Spence got this added last minute. Crawford, you know how he is. No, I need this. So it's like you said, man, they got to get their money. So whether it's going, if it ain't gonna happen this year, at least sign it for the top of next year because at this point, if this fight don't happen, bro, I'm over it, dog. Like this boxing need this fight to happen. So
yeah,
Because the
They
heavyweight
do,
ain't
but
gonna do nothing, man.
in the window closing, man.
Huh? 35 soon for Crawford.
Yeah.
But
Mitch,
I am
shit, he one bottle of drink away from doing it again. You know what I'm saying? And I like Mitch.
my man ruthless, bro. My man ruthless. Hilarious. But it's the truth, bro. But I am thankful that we did, at least in this generation, see one of the best fights ever in Wilder and Fury 3. I mean, while many didn't want to see that, both the first fight and the third fight were some of the greatest fights ever. And those were matchups that we kind of wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not so much the third fight, but that first time, I don't know if y'all remember when Wilder, uh, uh, he knocked somebody out, and then Fury jumped in the ring with the suit on and shit like that. We were like, oh damn, that's a fight we want to see. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
made it happen, bro. Like,
But
I commend those guys for making that shit happen. And I would just, I mean, we need more like that, bro.
I feel you, but I'm not even gonna say at least we got that because now I'm holding boxing. No, I'm not saying at least we got that fight because that's letting them off the hook. And yeah, it's great we got it, but we want more. We want more. I need Devin. I need Shakur. I need Spence. I need Crawford. I need Wilder, Joshua. We need more. I ain't about to say at least we got this. No, that's what you expect. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we need these guys to fight if they want us to pay. They want us to. You know what I'm saying? They want these favorable articles written. They want these interviews slanted to make them look good. No, man, we want
Facts, you're right.
some
You're right.
good
Because
fight.
a
I
lot of them
mean,
won't even talk. They won't even talk to us, or they won't even talk to none of the media and
unless you
stuff
stuck
like
in their
that. Unless
dick,
you're in their
unless
ass.
you
It's like
unless
you
you
had
right in
like,
their dick.
what have you done for that?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You are what Bill Parcells say. You are what your record is. Well, you are what your resume is. Charlo, your resume ain't
Yep.
shit. You ain't shit. Javante Davis, your resume ain't shit, or is a
Ain't
little bit
shit.
past shit. So you okay? You kind of like you a solid turd. You know what I'm saying? Jamal, you diarrhea. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia, you diarrhea. Teofimo Lopez, minus Comey and Lopez, you're looking sketchy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on now, bro. Like, let's be real, man. Like, you are what your resume say you is. That's how I look at it, bro. It's like I ain't about to get these fighters no for fighting one tough fight, man. Look, fight and or retire. Simple as that.
Big Cool had a lot to get off his chest, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
cause it's whack, bro. Like we come on, bro. Like it's whack, man. It's ridiculous. Oh, boxing used to be that sport.
Yeah. I mean, I think it will be again.
You must
When?
know some I don't know, bro.
I,
You must got some.
I
You must
mean,
got some fighters, some dogs ready to fight everybody up there in NBA, bro. Because I don't see it, bro. I don't see.
There
And
is though.
I'm all for everybody getting their money, but I mean, you got to put it in perspective, bro. You got these dudes
You
got to
got to
be
put in
taught
the
that.
work. They say skills pay the bills.
Yep. But they
You
quick to say Michael Jordan, Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali. What you think them guys did?
okay?
It don't matter how pretty Muhammad Ali thought he was. He gonna work the hardest. He gonna
hmm
fight the best. Whether he got Parkinson's or not from it, that was just his path of his life. You know what I'm saying? He knew the
Right.
risk he was taking. Floyd Mayweather didn't get that, but shit, you know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather got some different ailments he's dealing with that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you only here for shit, not that long, your career wise in your life. You know what I'm saying? Maybe so you got to make the best of it, and set up for your family too. They got kids. Tank got kids. Don't you want generational wealth? I know I'm probably freaky, so you know what I'm saying. I ain't trying to be like that, but I'm just passionate about the sport. You know what I'm saying? And
It's back to Jamal
it,
Charlo though, man. Not only is Jamal Charlo like not fighting anybody, but he holding Jamel Charlo back from moving up to fight people.
hmm
Man, look, bro. We
Jamel
call him
will.
Jamal. He just Jamal. I don't know his last name, bro. He just he's stealing the identity of Jamel, bro. Yeah, identity thief, bro. Like I don't even know, bro. Like he stopped fighting. He stopped. I think he beat J Rod, bro. No, no, man. Like I wish he was on the show now. I tell him about his stuff.
Yo, hey, bro, he been hating Jamal for a long time. That's the funny thing about it because I like Jamal, so I'd be like, Big Cool, you always hating on Jamal, bro.
Yeah.
I hate on how he moved, not on how his skills is, because I give him credit for his skills. But how you move, them skills don't mean nothing if you ain't gonna prove them against the best.
Facts,
Right.
bro. I just wish he would move up to 168 so Jamel can move up to 160 and fight some of these guys that are there. You know what I'm saying? That I
And,
know
speak,
he will fight.
and
Because
speaking of that, not to cut you off, my bad. I
no,
don't
go
do
ahead.
these lives that much. But David Benavidez, he can't get a fight. He begging, he plead. He like the
Begging.
dude in I give you some cheeseburgers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like fight me, Jamal. He called him a bitch, pussy, hoe, everything. Dude still ain't signed a contract. You know what I'm saying? He
Mm-hmm.
called out Canelo. He called out Morrell. He called out all these dudes. These Caleb Plant. These dudes don't want to fight.
Right.
How Caleb Plant get a shot at Canelo, but Demetrius Andre can't?
True.
Come on,
Yeah.
bro.
And they was on the same damn network.
In the same division. But you fought everybody else except Demetrius.
Moved
Come
up,
on, man.
moved up to not fight Demetrius.
Exactly. It's the same when they was at 154. Demetrius was his
Yeah.
mandatory when he had the WBO title, or Canelo was his mandatory. Then they stripped Demetrius, and then Canelo fought not Callum Smith, but Liam Smith for it. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Redhead duck.
Somebody calling your name, you need to square up. That's the way it should go.
I know Jamal didn't fight a lot when he was growing up.
Oh, here go. My guy Buck 50 said David Benavidez really doesn't offer nothing. He's high risk, low reward. Bro,
What?
all these Euro bums
Two-time champion.
that Canelo been fighting have been low risk. Have been high risk, low reward. Hell, Bivol was that, and we saw what
Yeah,
happened.
it bit him in the ass. He cherry picked Bivol when he got his ass whooped.
Yeah, just say you don't want him to fight David Benavidez, bro. And I'm not even saying Canelo can't even beat these dudes, but it's a two-time WBC champion, bro, at 168. The proof is in the pudding. Whoever thought me and JG was the only ones that knew Caleb Plant was going to get that ass beat.
Yeah, I ain't gonna see him hold you. I didn't think Caleb Plant stood a chance. He actually fought better than I thought.
He hung tough though.
But what he say in the fight though? He said that I'm better than what you thought.
Yeah,
Man,
I'm better than what you thought, right?
That's a moral victory right there, bro. That's a moral. That told me he gave up during the fight, bro.
Maybe.
But that's my thing. Though. He ain't better than David Benavidez. There's a reason he ain't fought. I'm telling you, mark my words. If David Benavidez and Caleb Plant fight, Caleb Plant get knocked the hell out.
Facts. He said, "You know what? I'm gonna fight Anthony the Dog Durrell."
Exactly. Not. But he been calling out Jamal though. That's the thing though. He been calling out Jamal too.
And Jamal ain't said, "What's up?" He said, nah, I'm gonna go fight him."
Yeah.
Didn't they get no scrap or something in the gym, or was it Lil Benavidez in playing?
Yeah, it was. Well, he a big brother, but he a little Benavidez. Yeah. Hey, you know that. You know Caleb Plant want to be black too. Nah, bro, sit down, bro. Just sit down, Caleb.
Fake ass Travis Kelce.
Exactly, bro. With a name like Caleb, you can't
he looked just like Travis Kelce too. I ain't never think about that shit.
Exactly, bro. Out here, they switching roles. That's what Travis Kelce was probably the one that got knocked out, bro. Oh man, like I like Caleb Plant, but man, I just call it what it is, man. At this point, we ain't getting no fights anyway, so we might as well put the fire on these fighters' ass and make them either mad or want to fight somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I got one for you. Billy Ho Saunders.
Quitter.
What about him?
Oh, he's definitely Cappin Crunch. Cappin Crunch. He ain't fought nobody. He fought Eubank a minute ago. Somehow took steroids or whatnot and fell out of the Andre fight and somehow fell into a Canelo fight. And now nobody's even talking about Billy Joe Saunders.
Man, all the guys that Canelo fought had the right complexion. They had no ounce of athleticism. Plant had a little bit, you know what I'm saying, but that's it.
All like white Europeans, bro.
Yeah, because Canelo is the ultimate cherry picker of fights.
He got to be the slickest one in the ring.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. He's like, I ain't letting that Bigfoot Demetrius Andre out make me look goofy. Hell, I like Jamal's chances if he was to fight him. You know what I'm saying? I think Jamal could beat Canelo. But, hey, the right complexion. Danny Jacobs don't count.
He sure don't. And that was a closer fight than people gave. Canelo really ain't.
He ain't nice like Silk like you gave that dude we interviewed a long time. He ain't Silk.
We ain't gonna talk about that shit. We ain't gonna talk about
he ain't Silk, bro. Like, And honestly, Danny Jacobs, bro, like hey, props to him. I'm glad he overcame cancer, but he living more on that story than anything, bro. In the Golovkin fight.
Well, I tell you what else he won though. He punked Jamal. He punked Jamal.
Oh yeah, that was funny. You're just the guy I was looking for. Jamal started sweating that look out, boy. That motherfucker, you could have got in, put a cup on them pores, bro. But you drink that Henny, bro. He said, Jamil, where you at? He's
Hey,
training for a fight, bro.
oh, he was right in his face like this.
He tapped him on the chest. You know when you saw him, he tapped him on the chest, bro. Just the guy I was looking for. Now, what was that you were saying? I've been seeing M's. Jamil, where you at?
He was
Ow.
up against the wall, like, oh man, it was like he was cornered in the cafeteria at school or something.
He like Q. He like Q and Juice when Bishop got him the other way.
Just a guy.
Damn, bro. He should have knocked the damn blunt out his head, bro.
Yeah, before we get out of here though, man, because we're gonna get out of here in a little bit. Steph, man, you said you had some news for us. You had I guess maybe some breaking news
Yeah,
or
I don't know. I don't know
you
how
gonna drop a
breaking it
bomb
is.
for us?
I don't know how breaking it is, man. Let me do my Stephen A. Smith thing, man. I mean, it's been coming for a long time. I think the writing been on the wall. If K Karoma's not completely out of Shakur's corner, it's definitely coming. If you've been paying attention to the beef between him and Wale, are arguing about who's been Shakur's head trainer, and Wale saying that he's the only one that's ever trained his grandson, which I personally know not to be true. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long K's been Shakur's trainer. Shakur's been what was in Alexandria, I think, from the time that he was like 14 up until about 2 years ago. So I've personally seen K train Shakur, so I know that not to be true. But people out in Houston say K's not at the J Prince gym. He hasn't been in Shakur's camp. I heard Shakur and the team ain't really happy about it. But K feel like he ain't been really getting his respect. So it's a little concerning to me. I think the Kansai South fight should be a walk in the park, but um, it can be a bit of a trap fight, for Shakur. I know Shakur said he only got, one or two fights before he moves up. So I know he's looking towards, bigger things. And then with the turmoil in the camp, I hope he got his mind right. And I think he do. I think he's ready to take care of business. But, K wasn't in his corner for the Valdez fight. Um, I think him and Wale had got into it either in the before the Jamel Hang fight or the Nakatila fight. So this has been coming for a long time, but don't look to see K in the corner for this next fight and probably not into the future. From what I hear, K is out in Vegas. Shakur and the team is still in Houston, so I think that might be the end of that marriage.
Mm.
Damn. I don't think it makes. I don't think that the upcoming fight with I'm bad with these names. I know old boy that beat Valdez. She got robbed. Yeah, that's gonna be a good fight, and I mean, Shakur should definitely win. But due to really good, he kind of a lesser version of Shakur, if you want to put it like that. You know what I'm saying? But my only thing with Shakur, man, I think that he got to watch the people around him. Not saying that they bad or bad, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like he got that dog in him, and he can kind of jump in some business that don't need to be pertaining to him. Like I know when Jay Prince had a little issue with NBA and YoungBoy, and he had a Shakur up there with him. I'm like, look, that ain't Shakur Lane. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he
Mm-hmm.
really liked that in real life, but you got a daughter now, you got a career, you can be one of the all-time greats. I think you need to stay in your lane. That Jay Prince stay in his lane. That young boy stay in his lane. I just think that's my only thing because he's young, and how we are when we young. We feel like we can do it all. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I don't. In terms of his work ethic and his willingness to fight the best, I ain't worried about that. It's just the outside influences and
Right.
him feeling like he got to be. You ain't got to be a street dude like Ja Morant just for NBA. He want to be part of. What I'm saying, Yo Gotti's label so bad that he get to talking records like, bruh, don't have one of these regular dudes. No, when I say that, I don't mean no disrespect, but these dudes that what I'm saying force you to what I'm saying be something you not. You know what I'm saying? So just stay in your lane and let your people handle that real street stuff and You know what I'm saying? You just make it back to your daughter and your lady, and you continue your career. So that's my only concern with Stevenson.
Well, yeah, man. Appreciate you guys for stopping by, man.
No doubt.
Where can the people find you guys? Starting with Steph.
Man, don't follow me, man. Follow the Amen Say Man podcast, man. Amen Say Man podcast on all streaming platforms: Apple, Spotify, Amazon, RSS. Follow the Instagram, Amen Say Man podcast, and subscribe to the YouTube, man. Amen Say Man.
All right, big cool.
Well, my channel kind of inactive. I need to. I'm working on some. You know, I'm gonna have my own podcast eventually down the line. You know what I'm saying? But it's still some interview. Wilder, all them. Y'all can go down there. And check the channel. Me and JG did a couple of them interviews with Wilder. But yeah, Colossal Sports TV, YouTube. And then you can check my workout on 3kingsboxing.com. I got like over 1,400 articles written. You know, covered a few fights. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to reestablish myself on the YouTube side. But yeah, man, I always love jumping on my brother's channel. And like I said, nice to chop it up with you. And I'm gonna definitely check out your podcast as well.
Appreciate it. I got you too. One more thing before I get out of here. If y'all ain't doing nothing Saturday, man, Charles Houston Rec Center, I think 1 o'clock. We got I think about 25 amateur bouts going on this Saturday, August 27th, man. So if y'all ain't doing nothing, pull up.
Definitely, I might take you up on that offer, man, because I was supposed to go to this football game, but I might end up doing something else. Then I got my party later on that night, so
That's right.
yeah, Big Cool's out in Alabama, so he ain't coming.
Yeah, I'm a country boy. You know, me and Wilder, we some Bama boys, so you know, I'm out in the country. But yeah, man, you said you do amateur. You can check that out, man. And you know, like I said, we cover everything. You know what I'm saying? So we don't discriminate on the big names to the up and coming. You know what I'm saying? So I
Okay. Yeah,
definitely, send some footage or something.
Hey, his son is nice too. His
we
son is
we
nice.
we got some smoke out here in the
Yeah.
DMV too, man.
Well, shoot, man. Well, we need to link up on that then. And like I said, I watch the film, write some pieces up, do some interviews. Like I said, we all open to do that, man. Trying to build and push these, younger generation fighters to the forefront. So we definitely can connect on that whenever the time right.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Sure.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. Maybe next week we do the boxing roundtable. I don't know. Look for the notification. Appreciate you guys. I'm out.
All
Fight
right, bro.
somebody, Jamal. Fight somebody, Tank.
Call him